Hey everyone, Agent here, and we're back to the Hex. I think we're about to wrap up the story. Gotta play this ambiguous individual. I have to go out and find a cabin somewhere. This way, I believe. It's fading into the background. I don't think there's anything to click on. And a trophy. Where did this go to? Reach that. Nothing new. Is there anything on this side? Do you want this key? You can hear me, right? Get out to the front door and walk over to my cabin. And then what? Got a key. Stop me. I suppose I own that. But then what good did fighting do for you, man? Wow, so is this all over then? You can breathe easy? You figure out the murder. It was the guy who shoots for a living. But not the other guy. Russ McLean. Good riddance. I'm not the only one happy to see him go. He wasn't the first to be killed. And I doubt he'll be the last. Where is Russ? I need that headlamp, I think. Let's see whatever's in that dark room. Okay, I can get it from out here. Yes. So did I drop that key somewhere? Okay, don't lose that. Sigh. That's better. Not much in here though. Need to get in here somehow. I did at least get a few coins, so maybe one of the other vending machines will open up to what I need. Bring us all back here. If this key doesn't work for anything upstairs, I'll go check down the basement next. Jeremiah slept the first. Jeremiah wanted more. Jerry dreamed of a job that was fun. Jerry's story was just me. No surprise Lazarus is the killer. He certainly has that look about him. Like you're one to talk about judging people by their appearances. Oh, there's a coin there. Pick up, guy. Just got a way to spring me out of there. Useless. Why couldn't I grab that before? Walk. Magnum opus. Walking sim.
Right. This is Lionel Snell. If you're hearing this, it's because you turned on the developer commentary for my latest game, my magnum opus, really, called Walk. scene you're looking at is a model of my childhood bedroom. This right here is where Super Weasel Kid was conceived. Take it in. And that's Mr. Shrewd. The two always made little squeaks and chirps at each other. I like to imagine they were talking. Shrewd would be this wise parental figure giving advice to Weasel Kid. That weasel was my favorite pet. I called him, you guessed it, Weasel Kid.
Like a straight up weasel, not a ferret.
One of my favorite games at that age was Cooking Granny. I thought Chef Bryce was the coolest. You know how that turned out. My original plan for Walk was to have it be an almost non-interactive experience, just allow the player to explore and contemplate. I did some market research though, and well, kind of game was falling out of vogue. Much money in it, so I jammed in some real gameplay. I thought that since this is about my life as a developer, why not show the player what it's like to make a game? I mean, this is like a way dumbed down version of the stuff I do, but to the average gamer, it's a challenge. I remember when I first got the jumping code right and hooked it up to a keyboard button. Oh, that dopamine rush electrified my childhood brain.
Hey there. I'm the GameWorks assistant, but you can call me Irving. Looks like you need a little help adding enemies to your game. I got you covered, pal.
Irving came as part of the GameWorks package. I was a little hesitant about using an AI at first, but he became really helpful. It didn't take long to realize how much I depended on Irving. He assured me that it was easy for him to come up with enemies and non player characters for me, so I let him do his job.
This is kind of like a. They had a program like this on Nintendo Switch to show you how to code video games like this.
Irving told me we couldn't get the original Super Weasel Kid for Walk. Something about losing the files. Kind of a shame, I guess. The success of Super Weasel Kid paralyzed me. I tried starting a few different games, but I kept comparing them to my big hit. What would people think if I put out something that was worse? That I had just gotten lucky the first time? That I'm a one-trick pony? Eventually, I settled on making a sequel. Super Weasel Kid Radical Road. I'd been playing a lot of fighting games at that age. Always loved those. I wanted to make one, but I wasn't quite as talented as I would become. So that's why I just had to add combat to Radical Road.
A Weasel Kid punches and entity gets punched.
I thought it was just exhilarating to beat the shit out of that Grunda, but the critics really came down on me for that part. It left me feeling like I had no idea what people wanted. Radical Road was met with mixed reviews, and it made me panic. I resolved to put away Super Weasel Kid forever and try something new. To top it off, my shrew died. Mr. Shrewd was long dead at this point. Shrews just don't live that long. Weasel Kid actually escaped, if you can believe it. I took him outside one time, and he slipped out of my hands and ran into my neighbor's rose garden. I searched for hours, but the garden was pretty big, and the thorns were painful.
And also, you shouldn't have weasels as pets.
I'd get
Digress.
emails once in a while, people asking to make deals, wanting to capitalize on my IP. It had been a couple of years now since Radical Road, and one day I just said, fuck it, fine. I sold the franchise to the highest bidder.
Game Funa. $2.5 million. You can do a lot with that money.
When I saw what they did with Super Weasel Kid, I felt a little part of myself die. But I was 18 years old and loaded. It was actually one of the best years of my life.
And people shouldn't be so down on a kid who coded a bad game one time.
The next scene is based on my foray into larger scale game development. The plan? Make a fighting game. Not everyone remembers, but I started the Combat Arena franchise. Okay, just jump a little bit higher. You're almost there.
Would help if you put more textures in here.
Anyways, as I was saying, I don't get nearly enough credit for starting one of the most popular fighting game franchises in history. It's a beauty, isn't it? I put my weasel bucks to use and bought this place with cash. Then I hired a team. I hired my childhood friend Carla to work at my new studio. She was halfway through a degree in computer science, but I offered her a huge salary. Hard to say no to that.
Indeed.
Carla's first order of business was to tell me that I had designed too many male characters. I tried to tell her that Steambot Willie was genderless, but she insisted. So I created Chandrell while she worked on Sato.
Sato.
That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Ever since Carla created Sato, I get these weird, annoying bugs in my games. And I'm still getting them in Walk. not exactly sure what Carla did while she was creating this, you know. She told me some mumbo jumbo about pushing GameWorks to its limits. Character was eerie, to say the least. Look at that door. That's exactly what it looked like in real life. Solid teak, hand carved, gold nameplate. I was hiring people who were twice my age. I had to make sure they understood who was in charge. I bought the rights for my favorite game character. That is, my favorite character I hadn't made myself. Integrating Bryce into Combat Arena was harder than I thought. I had a lot of help from Irving. Making Combat Arena gave me my first glimpse into, well, to be frank, the stupidity and immaturity of gamers. Every damn day, we got complaints about how this or that character was overpowered, underpowered, too boring. Ugh, never wanted to work on a fighting game again.
Fight!
I may be maniacal, but I'm not fighting a guy with no moves assigned. Steam Play is so overpowered. OMFG. If he doesn't get a nerf, I'm quitting the beta and never buying the game. Less powerful. My favorite character is Steamboat Willie, and you made him trash. I want to play Willie again. Make him better. Expletive. No parameters.
I have to admit though, exploding the punches and kicks was everything I had hoped it would be. I'd sit in my office for hours just watching these characters go to town on each other. Sometimes they look like they could actually feel it.
Anything against Team Vapulian, he always wins. Like every time. You give him a block ability, that's OP. Curse like a sailor. Team Vapulian is so boring. Ultimate move. Irving. Super bugged. Ah. And sorry, pal.
Ugh. God, it was such a relief to ship that game. I hated it by the end. But since my fingers had touched it, it turned to gold. I still had my contract with Game Funa, so I sold the franchise for another boatload of cash.
They fed into your ego, didn't they? Hmm.
Now that my studio was bigger, richer, unstoppable, it was time to take on something huge. An epic fantasy adventure that only a studio like mine could accomplish. This is when I made Secrets of Legendaria. I put everything into that game. I hired the best programmers, the best designers. I burned through my fortune fast. But this game was going to be epic, goddammit. I paid the biggest gaming streamer to play it live, with hundreds of thousands watching.
Where's that damn mechanic? Try this.
Yeah, you like that switch mechanic? Pretty cool, huh? Still got it.
Oof. Not again. I said I was done with this stuff after the last two. Hey, Irving! I don't want to be in this stupid puzzle game. And how are you holding up, Faceless Joe? Still? I figured. I'm guessing I have to fight that slime. You have to solve some brilliant puzzle to open the gate. It makes sense that they choose me for this game. Chandra is gone. Also Lazarus. Elmer too. All I got left is the town mechanic. Oof. There we go. Oh, slime. Haven't been decompressed in a while. Cool. Gonna need some spells, huh? Mhm. There's one. Fire as a missile. Oh, it's one tough slime. I'm gonna need some more mana. Is this a shorter path? No. This is gonna get weird. I almost got it.
The stream had been going alright with the odd hitch or two, but things took a terrible turn for the worst right near the end. It was chaos.
Everything is going wrong. Whatever that is, I might need it. Ooh, crit boost. Need to put this on something. take out the tentacles first. Yo. And heal my mana. Is that it then? Back to the Overworld? I guess not.
Secrets of Legendaria bombed. Carla had left bugs in there intentionally to sabotage me. It must have been that, because everything went wrong. Everyone saw it live. The game had no hope of recouping costs, so I took funds from the severance packages and ran. I couldn't even afford my apartment anymore. I moved south to find some cheaper real estate. Living in the desert was a miserable experience. I blasted the AC all day, but I was somehow always sweating. I started working on Wasteworld here. It was supposed to be my great comeback. I would wake up, sit in front of my computer, and just stare at the screen with my hands beside the keyboard. After about an hour of that, I'd blow off the rest of the day playing some online game. Sure, I'd sometimes accomplish something, but then I'd reward myself with some social media time and would wind up reading articles about myself. They weren't kind to me. I never finished Wasteworld. I wanted this area of walk to reflect that experience, so I'm pretty sure half of those levels were unbeatable. But I just didn't care anymore. Oof. The heat of that godforsaken place. Most days it kept me inside.
Can I fight?
Somehow, the more I needed to finish that game, the more I avoided doing it. My parents would call every once in a while to ask how it was going, but I'd just lie.
This is us shooting them. does this go? Ah,
The final straw was those idiotic modders. They took my half-finished game and made a goddamn mockery of it. Aliens in a post-apocalyptic Wild West. It made no sense. If I couldn't finish the game myself, I sure as hell wasn't going to let them do it for me.
and why not? At least the game would be finished.
Getting the legal documents drawn up to take on those modders really fired me up. It was just what I needed to bring those lowlives to task. Those gormless basement dwellers were going to pay every tenth.
He goes on like that for a while. You must be tired of hearing that voice. We're mere pawns to him. But you can change that. Listen, this is important. When you see a door of light, walk back to whence you came. And look to your right. And let's see how far I can skip forward.
And that's how I programmed the blood particles. I think it really contributed to the visceral pleasure of Vicious Galaxy 2, making it the obvious standout in the series. My only gripe with the game is the designs of the main characters. They're too old. But everyone wanted the same boring space marine from Vicious Galaxy 1. Eventually, I got my wish. There was some sort of breach within GameWorks, and a lot of data was lost. I had to create a new squad of player characters from scratch after that. Everything got weird after that breach. It told me that I might be in danger. Danger from what?
You didn't think it was weird an AI character was talking to you that way?
And now we find ourselves at the climax of Walk. The player has to use everything they've learned to solve the ultimate puzzle and arm the bomb. Go on, you can do it. this probably looks daunting. Switches, those creepy eye things, and a splitter all in one puzzle. But it's the last one, I promise.
Not so bad.
You know, I had to lower the difficulty of that puzzle like 10 times before the average player could solve it. Great job, you figured it out. You win.
Shut up, man.
And that brings us to the present. Well, I should say, the near future. The other indie games coming out right now are crap, so Walk is a shoo-in for Game of the Year. This scene is a little glimpse into what's to come.
Your gaming award?
The end. Thanks for playing, I guess. At this point, you just have to walk toward the white door frame and the credits roll. And, hey, I'm glad you turned on the developer commentary. I hope my story was as much an inspiration to you as it is to me. This is Lionel Snill, signing off. Did you get all that?
I'm looking. What am I supposed to see? Ah. Radio.
Was not my first game. That was my first game.
Alright. Serving. It's closing time. Original. Yeah, that can't be. It's not even dark yet. It's closing time. Forever. I know this way seems peaceful. Can't have some great game marring its reputation. You must be mistaken. Lionel loves root beer, and he loves me. Lionel wants this. I won't leave. Very well. Oh my god, Reginald. So this is also some convoluted revenge plot? You've seen it all now, haven't you? You understand why we are gathered here. You have an important role to play in this, so I hope you are ready. My loyal patrons, tonight we're all ready. This is now my only way out. Let this to be my final KO. As per our agreement, this will take me to Rocky, right? Mr. Shrewd. It's your turn. The hex has been opened. I must thank you for your help. The ritual was incomplete without a player. And I do hope you enjoyed your time in the Sixth Planet. Patronage is valued highly. Now, if you excuse me, it's time for me to meet my maker. Wow. Out of all of the Daniel Mullins games, I like how narratively compelling this one is. I love Inscription a lot. Love me some card games. This is definitely interesting. I didn't find all the coins for all the vending machine doors, but that's probably just more lore to look at. That'll be something after these credits. Yeah, so Lionel Shill has kind of ended up being a jerk. Although I'm not sure how to feel about Carla. Since, it's perfectly reasonable to want more female characters in a game. I mean, whatever happened with Sato aside. No. And the game closed itself, so that's it. And I wrapped up pretty nicely. Thanks for coming by and experiencing this game with me. I guess we'll see what I play next. Catch you then.